Yeah, the Michael Rosen YouTube. When I was at school, we used to suck each other off. This meant that my brother had to clean up the cum. He hated it because the semen would stick to his hands when he was washing up. Anyway, after a few days of this, my brother is washing the cum cup, and straight away I was into my classroom. There he is, sitting there, scrubbing the cum, and suddenly he goes, "Quick, quick, 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 come over here, come over here, you're gonna miss it, you're gonna miss it, quick, 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 quick." And I say, what do you mean, And he grabs my dick, he says, and he pulls my fucking dick under the water and stuffs it into the cum cup with leftover blobs of old semen stuck to the bottom. It's all slimy. Oh, horrible! Suddenly, I feel a little speck of jizz on my neck. Nice. Ow! Watch out, Michael. The jizz is really hot. So now it's my turn. He's got his back to me, and out goes the dick like a whip. He tries to pretend I'm not fucking him in the mess. He starts to laugh. And it's squished all over his ass. The front door opens. Hello! Our teacher calls out, and I've got jizz all over my face. And I've come in his butt, and it's all my fault. Oh no! She looked at our cars. Would you believe it? Why, my teacher is going mad. I'm trying to get my dick out of my brother's bum. Would you believe it, the little pig? For fuck's sake, I try and I try. Suddenly, my brother snatched my dick out of his ass and starts roaring, "Get off me! Yay, that's my bum!" There I was, sitting there, cooing. I was crying my eyes out. Our teacher was trying very hard not to punch me in the face. Yeah, my brother took his whip out, passed it to our teacher, and they beat the shit out of me. Ow! I remember thinking I was not going to survive that awful day. Anyway, after they went down with me, I curled up tight and walked till the day. Though I have to say it was as dark as night. Suddenly, somebody started sucking me off. Nice. I was so happy, didn't want to come. Then I hear some people shout, "Quick, quick, 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 come on, you come." I shouted out, "Watch out, everybody, I'm coming." Nice. Good, he said.
You made the right choice.
That day I went delighted, I was delighted, and everything was lovely once again. And that.
You! I want to take you to a gay bar! Gay bar! Gay bar! Gay bar! You! I want to take you to a gay bar! I want to take you to a gay bar! I want to take you to a gay bar! Gay bar! Gay bar!
Really good. Wonderful. And then I went home. Mum said, "Hello! Did you have a good time, boys?" And my brother said, "No. We had a teacher who was so sexy. She used to stand out the front going, 'No masturbating.' And you had the whole morning to inspect her jugs. You'd hear them jacking off behind you. And there was always a horny kid going, 'Meh, can you suck my cock?' And she'd say, 'Do you know, at the beginning of the week, there were 48 kids in my class. At the end of the week, there were only 5 of them left.' Yeah, do you know, at the end of the day, you'd be stepping over cum just to get out the room. Oh no, there's Melanie. That's a shame, she's really hot. Then suddenly one day, our teacher said there was an inspector coming in. She said he wasn't going to inspect us, he was going to inspect her vagina. Later that day, he came in, he had a moustache, and he looked at our teacher, Miss Goodall, and then her teeth, and then her ass, and then our teacher, Miss Goodall, blows the inspector. And he said, "Start moaning, you fucking horror." Miss Goodall was trying very hard not to drink the cum. Miss Goodall looked awful. Haribo was sitting in front of me and I saw him snort and start giggling. "Sorry, what did you say?" said the inspector. I said, "Our teacher, Miss Goodall, has a Harry fat banana in her mouth." You're right, quite right. Miss Goodall was delighted, I was delighted, the Inspector was delighted. My dad says after the war was over, everyone came home. There weren't going to be any more Michael Rosen, you two. There weren't going to be any more black people. There weren't going to be any more people out of work. People out of work.
People out of work.
That was 40 years ago. Now they're trying to invent spaceships that drop shit. The car crash. Mum says, right you two, I'm driving and I can't drive properly. Do you understand? So we go, okay Mum, okay. Don't worry about it. And off we go. And then we start drinking and driving. Mum says, can I have a drink? I said, no. Mum says, that's my fucking beer. And Mum tries to be exciting. Look out the window. There's sex. Mum says, right. I'm crashing the car. I am crashing the car. She crashed. We had a teacher who was so strict, you weren't allowed to fuck in her lessons. She used to stand out the front going, no fucking, and you had the whole morning to get through. The weak ones just used to keel over and die. You'd hear them going down behind you. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And there was always a whiny kid going, man, can I go out and do some fucking? And she'd say, no,
No, you've got all playtime to do it.
Then I'll go on, miss, I'll go on.
Do you know, at the beginning of the week, there were 48 kids in my class. At the end of the week, there were only 5 of them left.
Yeah.
Do you know, at the end of the day, you'd be fucking over kids just to get out the room.
Oh no!
There's Melanie. That's a shame, she was really hot. There's Dave. Hard luck, Dave. Always knew you were a bit weak. Do you know, people say to me,
If that's true, how to come Melanie?
fair enough, and I'll tell you. When I was at school, we used to sit at desks. We didn't sit round tables like you do now. We used to sit at desks with balls. And some of us figured out what you had to do was fuck Melanie when she wasn't looking. So once more, from the beginning. No fucking. The weak ones. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. The whiny ones.
Miss, can I go and do some fucking?
No, you've got all playtime to do it.
Then I'll go on, miss, I'll go on.
Us lot.
That was the mistake.
If you made a noise with Melanie, it was out. School prison. There was a school prison underneath the school hall where they used to string you up from the wall bars.
Miss!
I've been up here for 3 weeks. And there's rats. And they're nibbling my dick. So I figured it out. What you had to do was put your thumb round the dick. So when I come, it didn't make any noise at all. Once more, from the beginning. No
Fucking!
The weak ones. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. The whiny ones.
Miss, can I go and do some fucking?
No, you've got all playtime to do it.
Then I'll go on, miss, I'll go on.
These other kids.
Out!
School prison. Miss, I've been up here for 3 weeks and there's rats and they're nibbling my dick. Miss, me, thumb round the dick. No noise at all. Survival. Uncle Gob and the Shed Dread. Hi, my name's Michael Rosen and I've written a book called Uncle Rosen and the Dread Shed with
Wonderful pictures.
by a man called Neanton. It's all about a boy called Uncle Rosen and his great friend called Uncle Crackersnacker. Now Malcolm lives with his mum and Uncle Crackersnacker, and Uncle Cracker is horrible. So this makes him so angry that him and Crackersnacker decide to plot against Uncle Mum. They want to confusel and bamboozle. Yes! And whoa, what does Uncle Gob want to do with Malcolm? He wants to put him in the drill shed. The stupidest thing I have ever done happened in France. We were going to have a picnic, so we were
Driving along the road,
in our little yellow box. If you lean on it, the walls are so thin, your hand goes straight through the side of the car. We stop, we get out, we spread the sheet, we unload the boxes and bags and boxes, bags and boxes, bottles. We sit down and it's... What's that? What on earth could smell like that? A dead dad. We sit down and it's... Wasps, hundreds of them.
Okay, everyone.
Back in the car, drive on.
In the end, we got to this perfect place.
Backed the car up a little slope, laid everything on the ground, sat down. Eddie, do you want some chicken? Eddie, do you want some crisps? A drink?
No.
So Eddie, who was 3 years old at the time, walked off to the car and got into the back seat. He looked out the window and called out, "Look at me! I'm in the car!" Joe starts giggling back at Eddie. "Look at Eddie, Dad," says Joe. "Turn round, Joe. Don't take any notice of him. It only encourages him."
Turn round.
Then Eddie shouted out at us,
look at me!
"I'm driving!" And Joe says,
Look at Eddie, Dad.
"He's driving." I say,
Turn round, Joe.
"Turn round." "Dad, the car's moving." I said,
Don't be silly, Joe. And I turned round
to look at the car.
car.
He was right. The car was moving towards the road with Eddie at the wheel. He's screaming, "The car's moving! The car's moving!" Now, on the roof of the car is a tray of peaches. So Joe is calling out, "Dad, look at the peaches! The peaches are flying off the roof of the car!"
And I'm saying, never mind the peaches.
Now, I know that what we've got coming up next is the road. So I think it'll be flatter there. The car will slow down. I'll be able to stop the car. We get to the road. The car doesn't slow down. I am not able to stop the car. We are now heading
For a 12-foot ditch.
If you were a sensible, intelligent person at this moment, you might perhaps go over to the car, open the door, close the door, and wave goodbye to Eddie. At least Michael Rosen would be safe. What I did was try to stop Eddie from getting out of the car. The car nosedives down the ditch with Eddie screaming out the window, "The car's moving!" Bam! Dead.
Stand by.
Kerflump. Stand by for the dive bomb. Whee!
Great. Stand by for dive bomb.
Whee! Kerflump!
Yahoo! Red Devil!
Bam! Onto the floor.
Dead.
My light fitting has just fallen out of my ceiling. What's going on? I've never heard anything like it. What have you got in there?
A herd of elephants.
Then, all quiet, he said.
I shall tell your mother and father about this, don't you worry, sonny.
You'll see.
He went indoors. I dashed back to the front room. They were lying about all over the floor, panting and giggling. Yeah! That was the man from downstairs. He says we've bust his light or something. Blimey, one of them says. You're in trouble. Yeah. Rose is in trouble, they said, and they...
Got up off the floor and dashed out the house. You can bet they didn't hang about or anything.
Hot food. We sit down to eat, and the potato's a bit hot. So I only put a little bit on my fork and I blow till it's cool, just cool, then into the mouth. Nice. And there's my brother, he's doing the same. Till it's cool, just cool, into the mouth. Nice. There's my mum, she's doing the same. Till it's cool, just cool, into the mouth. Nice. But my dad, My dad, what does he do? He stuffs a great big chunk of potato into his mouth, and then that really does it. His eyes pop out. He flaps his hands. He blows, he puffs, he yells, he bobs his head up and down. He spits a potato all over his plate, and he turns to us and he goes, "Watch out, everybody, the potato's really hot." We had a teacher who was so strict, you weren't allowed to fuck in her lessons. She used to stand out the front going, "No fucking," and you had the whole morning to get through. The weak ones just used to keel over and die. You'd hear them going down behind you. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And there was always a whiny kid going, "Man, can I go out and do some fucking?" And she'd say, "No,
Now you've got all playtime to do it.
Then I'll go on, miss, I'll go on.
Do you know, at the beginning of the week, there were 48 kids in my class. At the end of the week, there were only 5 of them left.
Yeah.
Do you know, at the end of the day, you'd be fucking over kids just to get out the room.
Oh no!
There's Melanie. That's a shame, she was really hot. There's Dave. Hard luck, Dave. Always knew you were a bit weak. Do you know, people say to me,
If that's true, how to come Melanie?
fair enough, and I'll tell you. When I was at school, we used to sit at desks. We didn't sit round tables like you do now. We used to sit at desks with balls. And some of us figured out what you had to do was fuck Melanie when she wasn't looking. So once more, from the beginning. No fucking. The weak ones. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. The whiny ones.
Miss, can I go and do some fucking?
No, you've got all playtime to do it.
Then I'll go on, miss, I'll go on.
Us lot.
That was the mistake.
If you made a noise with Melanie, it was out. School prison. There was a school prison underneath the school hall where they used to string you up from the wall bars. Miss, I've been up here for 3 weeks. And there's rats. And they're nibbling my dick. So I figured it out. What you had to do was put your thumb round the dick. So when I come, it didn't make any noise at all. Once more, from the beginning. No
Fucking.
The weak ones. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. The whiny ones.
Miss, can I go and do some fucking?
No, you've got all playtime to do it.
Then I'll go on, miss, I'll go on.
These other kids.
Out.
School prison. Miss, I've been up here for 3 weeks and there's rats and they're nibbling my dick. Miss, me, thumb round the dick. No noise at all. Survival. Big piece. I was out the bed, down the stairs, slam, into my brother's ass. First of all, he tries, "I'm not taking any piss from Michael." Okay, I said, okay. I said, okay. There he is, sitting there. I put my face behind my brother's ass. His eye looks into my eye. Look, he starts to laugh. Look. Look, he says, look. He starts up a chant. Go to bed, 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 go to bed. It goes on for ages. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. I try to talk to him. Hey, what do you want for your birthday, Brian? An electronic rabbit. Brian, my brother is waiting for me to come on his back. For 3 hours I'm at it, riddle, diddle, diddle, fiddle, riddle, and all the time my brother is smiling all over his big face.
Christ, I should not have done that. Laugh out loud, laugh out loud, laugh out loud, laugh out.
Yeah.
The front door opens. Hello?
Well, hello.
My mum calls out, "Was Michael all right in bed?" And I'm still fiddling with Brian. Meanwhile, I've got stuck my brother's big buttock. He stops. Suddenly he looks pleased and he settles down and dies. Oh no!
My fellow Americans. Sus.
Strict. We had a teacher who was so strict, she used to stand out the front going, no! The weak ones just used to nibble toenails. Do you know at the beginning of the week there were 48 rats? At the end of the week there were only 5 of them left.
Yeah.
Me. Boom. Ah! Survival.
Stop it! Breathe through your damn mouth!
Strict. We had a teacher who was so strict you weren't allowed to breathe in her lessons. She used to stand out the front going, no breathing! And you had the whole morning to get through. The weak ones just used to keel over and die. You'd hear them going down behind you. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And there was always a whiny kid going, meh? Can I go out and do some breathing? And she'd say, no, you've got all playtime to do it in. Oh, go on, miss, oh, go on. Do you know, at the beginning of the week, there were 48 kids in my class. At the end of the week, there were only 5 of them left. Yeah, do you know, at the end of the day, you'd be stepping over kids just to get out the room. Oh, no, there's Melanie. That's a shame, she was really nice. There's Dave. Hard luck, Dave. Always knew you were a bit weak. Do you know, people say to me, if that's true, how come you're here to tell the tale? Fair enough, and I'll tell you, it's because when I was at school, we used to sit at desks. We didn't sit round tables like you do now. We used to sit at desks with lids. And some of us figured out what you had to do was snatch a quick breath under the desk lid when she wasn't looking. So once more, from the beginning. No breathing. The weak ones. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. The whiny ones. Miss, can I go out and do some breathing? No, you've got all playtime to do it in. Oh, go on, miss. Oh, go on. Us lot. Boom. Ah! That was the mistake, slamming the desk lid down. If you made a noise with the desk lid, it was out. School prison. There was a school prison underneath the school hall where they used to string you up from the wall bars. Miss, I've been up here for 3 weeks. And there's rats. And they're nibbling my toenails. So I figured it out. What you had to do was put your thumb round the edge of the desk lid. So when it went down, it didn't make any noise at all. Once more, from the beginning. No breathing. The weak ones. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. The whiny ones. Miss, can I go out and do some breathing? No, you've got all playtime to do it. And oh, go on, miss, oh, go on. These other kids. Boom. Out, school prison. Miss, I've been up here for 3 weeks and there's rats and they're nibbling my toenails, miss. Me, thumb round the edge of the desk. No noise at all. Survival. The Michael Rosen rap. You may think I'm happy, you may think I'm sad, you may think I'm crazy, you may think I'm mad, but hang on to your seats and listen right here. I'm gonna tell you something that'll burn your ear. A hip hop hap. I'm giving you all the Michael Rosen rap. rap. I was born on the 7th of May. I remember very well that awful day. I was in my mother, curled up tight, though I have to say it was as dark as night. Nothing to do, didn't want to breathe. I was so happy, didn't want to leave. Then I hear some people give a shout, one push Mrs. Rosen and he'll be out. I'm telling you, that was a puzzle to me. I shouted out, how'd you know I'm a he? Doctor shouted, good Lord, he can talk. I popped out my head, said, now watch me walk. I juked and jived around that room, balam bam boola, balam da diddy boom, a hip hop hap. I'm giving you all the Michael Rosen rap. When I was 1, I swam the English Channel. When I was 2, I ate a soapy flannel. When I was 3, I started getting thinner. When I was 4, I ate the dog's dinner. When I was 5, I was in a band playing drums. When I was 6, I ate a bag of plums. When I was 7, I robbed a bank with my sister. When I was 8, I became Prime Minister. When I was 9, I closed all the schools. When I was 10, they made me King of the Fools. So that's what I am, that's what I be, with an M, with an I, with a K, with an E. That's what I am, that's what I be, Mr. Mike, Mr. Michael, Mr. Rosen, Mr. Me, a hip hop hap. I'm giving you all the Michael Rosen rap.